The Commerce Clause, the secret weapon of Congress. The Commerce Clause was granted to Congress by the Constitution, which gave them the power to regulate commerce with foreign nations among several states and Indian tribes. I agree that the Commerce Clause is a weapon used by Congress, but used in a way to make sure that there's healthy and fair competition with and among the states. The term commerce is a vague term that isn't really defined. It's evolving on a case-by-case basis, which initially only included interstate commerce, but included interstate after the Ogden versus Gibbons case. In the Ogden versus Gibbons case, it was between two individuals who ferried people from New York to New Jersey, but Gibbons had the permission from Congress to do this ferry line from New York to New Jersey, but did not have the permission from New York itself, where Ogden did. So Ogden sued Gibbons, saying that he was invading on his territory. But ultimately, the court favored with Gibbons because if they were to side with Ogden, it would create this monopoly of him being the only person to run this ferry service from New York to New Jersey. So with the court siding with Gibbons, it created this competition environment which is healthy for the economy. Now, the term interstate commerce or the Commerce Clause can only be used for interstate commerce only if it would substantially affect interstate commerce. So in that case versus Ogden versus Gibbons, siding with Ogden is making it so he would be the only one to operate that service, not allowing anyone else to do it. And in another case of the Commerce Clause taking into effect is with Wickard versus Filburn, where Wickard was a farmer who was overproducing on wheat, but not for the purpose of selling it. He was producing wheat in order for his livestock and for his family to consume. However, the Congress set a limit on how much wheat can be produced within that season to make sure that there is a level for the price and for the demand of wheat where they wanted it to be. So they took away that wheat from Wickard because it was way too much for him to produce in that one season. Now, even though it does suck for Wickard, it makes sense for Congress to impose this onto him because they were just trying to regulate the price and demand of wheat to make sure that it doesn't plummet or go above what it was supposed to be. Now, there are negative sides to the Commerce Clause, where in a case for medicinal marijuana, the Supreme Court allowed the federal government to regulate it in states where it was legal. And they were doing this under the Federal Controlled Substances Act. So state medicinal laws don't supersede this federal law, which made it so the people who were using medicinal marijuana for medical purposes, even if it was under the advisement of their doctors, would have it taken away. So in this sense, the Commerce Clause was sort of going into a state who had a law that was legal and was not for commercial purposes, but only used for medicinal purposes. I don't really see why Congress would take that right away from people who are using it for their health. So in that sense, it really didn't make sense to me as to why the Commerce Clause was something that was so wrong for that purpose. But overall, the Commerce Clause is there as a balance. So there's positive and negative aspects to it, but ultimately is there to prove or provide a healthy and competitive economy.